Hunter in Illinois. And Hunter is neither an atheist nor a theist, it looks like. Hunter,
interesting.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi. What can we help you with today?
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to ask that. I'm going to talk about like morality and how like I don't really see how like there is any clear morality other than what harms people and what doesn't, and why we should trust that.
Okay, well, I'm pretty much in agreement there, at least for a starting point. I think that a good basis is, does this help the society thrive or not? And, you know, is that done at the cost of individuals?
Yeah. And I was just wondering, like, would that be a good place for God, you know? It's like, if we can't really understand, like, why these things are good other than they help something keep on going on, then maybe we have this God here to just say, yeah, this thing is good.
Well, it would be a good place for God if God wanted to actually step up to the plate and tell us. Like, that'd be great. If there's a God out there and they want to come down and they want to say, like, you know, cutting your hair on a Sunday is morally bad for some reason, then if they can provide it in a format that's more convincing than like some 2,000-year-old book that's been translated 5 times, then maybe I'll consider not cutting my hair on Sundays. But like, I kind of feel like I need a more rational explanation. If someone, there's so many things that people claim their gods say is immoral, like, oh, gay sex is immoral. Like, why? There are so many things that I could explain to someone why it's immoral. Like, it's immoral to punch that child because it will cause pain and suffering and it adds nothing to anyone's life. And if you normalize this, going around punching people, then you might get punched and that'd be bad for you. That'd be bad for me. It's just bad for everyone if we can just go around randomly punching people. Yeah, whereas if we have gay sex is immoral, what's the rationale? So God's told me it's immoral. Like, I'm not convinced. God's got to explain that to me. So I don't even know if God stepping in would be necessarily good, but it'd be something if he'd actually do it.
Hunter, are you thinking of a specific God here, or just like we could call that morality God?
No, I'm not thinking of any specific God. I was just going to say, I'm sorry, I was cutting you off. That was so rude.
That's okay.
No, you're good. Go for it.
I was ranting.
I was going to say, like, that, like, it also is hedging your bet. Oh, yeah. 1 second.
So believing in a God is hedging your bets, or allowing for a God to exist in your worldview is like, somehow like insurance against that God should they exist?
Yeah. 1 second. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We can vamp for a little bit. Maybe put yourself on mute. I'll actually mute you for a minute there, Hunter, so nothing comes through. I'll unmute you as soon as like a minute, so you can do whatever you need to do.
One thing that I would add is if we had a situation where we said, well, in order to like codify these morals, it would be good for us to have like a God. Like, it's almost kind of an argument for saying, well, we'll just call it God. You know, we'll call this morality God. The issue with that is if we're going to say that our morals like are God, then you're kind of just putting whatever moral decision and moral understanding you have today into this like unchangeable situation, unless of course you say God can change his mind, and then you haven't really added anything. But it's almost like we have like social contracts and we have laws in place which we base on our morals, but those things can change, and they do change, and they've changed throughout the whole of human history to a position which certainly I would consider is more moral. But when we have points where we just say our morals are God, then as soon as I say, well, I actually think that this moral decision is wrong, well, it can't be because it's God. So now you're not just challenging my moral decision. We're not having a debate about what's moral. We're having a debate about my God. And suddenly that like it's used as a way to kind of get you extra like force behind your thing. Like, well, I actually think it's moral that we let people have sex with anyone we like. And then you'd be like, well, I actually think it doesn't matter what you think because my God says it's immoral. And it's just like kind of claiming an extra layer of authority. And that doesn't, I don't think it's not just that doesn't really benefit us. I think it's actually a roadblock to improving our society and morals and improving people's lives.
Yeah.
So I'd argue that's a bad thing.
Well, it seems we've lost Hunter. Probably.
Oh no.
Probably something came up. I hope everything's okay. But it's a good question, and I think you're hedging on to Pascal's wager a little bit, where you're hedging your bets to see if a God exists. But here's the thing: if you're not picking a specific God, then most specific gods are still going to be pissed at you for not worshiping them according to how they want to be worshipped. So just believing in a God doesn't seem to be doing very much for you, especially because you don't even know if this God cares if you believe in them or not, right? They might not even care.
Also, my God that I believe in, everyone goes to heaven apart from people making Pascal's wager. So, like,
yes.
Watch yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a good argument to be made. If we're being convinced by things like Pascal's wager, then there's a good argument that Pascal's wager is the only way to get to hell, which I love. I love that.